in a way,
say all those things together would maybe lead one to believe that, you know, either climate change exists, or something is returning.
Earthquakes are not at the mercy of climate change. It's underground.
No, it happens, and the eclipse, they've known about the eclipse coming because eclipses happen.
Global surface temperatures went up by some infinitesimal amount, and they thought that was going to spell the end of humanity. And I think they're going to be looking back at the year 2024, thousands of years from now, as we look back to ancient times in the Middle Ages today, claiming that a solar eclipse was going to be the end of the world or a dragon devouring the sun.
The viewer once again making absolute fools out of themselves, and this time we have people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Tim Pool coming after them for the idiotic things that they have been saying, for what Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and the rest of them have been saying over on The View. It's getting absolutely ridiculous over there. It's getting crazier and crazier, the things that are coming out of their mouths. But the good news is we have people such as Vivek Ramaswamy to absolutely destroy and tear apart all of the idiotic things that they have been saying. Let's check out what Sunny Hostin has to say here. And then we have a couple of other clips to go over as well from this just crazy episode of The View. Let's check out this tweet here from Lives of TikTok. It says, Sunny Hostin suggests that the solar eclipse, the earthquake, and the fact that cicadas are coming are a sign of climate change. Of course it is. Let's check this out here from The View.
We've got the earthquake. Ran down the hallway.
The rapture is here.
The rapture's here. And then also I learned that the cicadas are coming.
Cicadas.
Cicadas.
Although I love
for the first time in like 100 years.
No.
Two different. Well, this is what I read. Two
different kinds of cicadas.
Yes, two different times are coming.
The good cicadas and the bad cicadas.
But for the first time in many years.
No, every 17 years this happens.
Well, that's not what I read, but maybe you know, maybe you know better. But
in a way,
say all those things together would maybe lead one to believe that, you know, either climate change exists, or something is returning.
Earthquakes are not at the mercy of climate change. It's underground. It
happens, and the eclipse, they've known about the eclipse coming because eclipses happen.
Believing we've got to.
I mean, even, you know, it's getting bad. This is how I think you can tell that The View is paid off. Like, the only reason why The View is still on air is because they're paid off by someone. They're paid by someone who has an agenda, a political agenda that they want The View to push. There's no way that The View, Sunny Hostin is too smart to be saying things like that. Sunny Hostin is too well educated to be saying things so idiotic and so stupid that not only are people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Tim Pool coming after you, actual people who you know, talk about these things for a living are coming after you, but stupid people. So people who are so uneducated, like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, are even shutting down Sunny Hostin on The View because of how idiotic the things that she is saying is. And I refuse to believe that Sunny Hostin, someone who is as well educated as she is, and I mean, look, I don't like the lady, but she's well spoken and she obviously is decently educated at the very least, you know, has decent IQ levels. And the fact that people like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar are having to tell you that you're going too far with your propaganda, that just tells me that this is all performative and that they're just trying to see how far they can possibly go so that these people who are paying them off, whoever they may be, I'm not going to, you know who they are, but whoever they may be, they continue to pay them. They want to see how far they can go, or maybe they'll get a bonus. Who knows? But like I said, Vivek Ramaswamy actually went off on The View and how idiotic this thing is. He tweeted out this. Vivek Ramaswamy says, ancient civilizations thought the solar eclipse was a dragon devouring the sun. In 2024, the ladies of The View, Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin and the rest of them, think it's a result of climate change. Let's check out this video here from Vivek Ramaswamy absolutely destroying the woke ladies of The View.
We just saw the solar eclipse. It was awesome. I expected to be underwhelmed, but it was actually something we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. And the thing I took away from it most was it's really reassuring that our natural understanding of the solar system, of the universe, of physics, is affirmed by exactly what we see. Think about the precision. We knew that at this spot in Ohio at 3:14 p.m. would be the complete total eclipse, at least to a 95% level. And that is exactly what we saw. How reassuring is that we have that precise of an understanding. That's what gives us our confidence in the way that we go about exploring not only the Earth, but what lies beyond the Earth as well. You go back to the Middle Ages, you go back to ancient times, you have civilizations that looked at a solar or lunar eclipse, believed that the solar eclipse was a dragon devouring the sun, believed that it could be the beginning of the end of the world because they didn't have the grounding of objectivity to understand what was actually happening. Well, if people in ancient times thought as much, the question for me is, What do we believe today that we'll be laughing at, or our progeny will be laughing at millennia from now?
That's exactly my thought as well. Like, I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't want to go super off topic, because this is supposed to be, you know, Vivek Ramaswamy versus The View. But whenever Vivek says things like, in ancient times, they used to think that a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse was a dragon devouring the sun or devouring the moon or whatever, that's the first thing that my mind goes to as well. Is like, what do we believe currently that is going to be laughed at, you know, thousands of years from now in the future, if we last that long? And you'd have to think that this whole climate change thing would probably be one of the things that is laughed at so much, and as well as so many other things that The View, ironically enough, push on their show. And, you know, the entirety of the woke left, all those things that they push on their show, is probably going to be a lot of the things that do get laughed at in the future.
I think people will be looking back at the year 2024 and say that was the year when people used to say that global surface temperatures went up by some infinitesimal amount, and they thought that was going to spell the end of humanity. And I think they're going to be looking back at the year 2024, thousands of years from now, as we look back to ancient times in the Middle Ages today, claiming that a solar eclipse was going to be the end of the world or a dragon devouring the sun. But such is the nature of human history. And so it's a lesson both in reassurance of what we understand about the natural universe and the physical universe, but also a reminder of humility for all the things that we don't know. We can look back at ancient times and laugh at.
And not only are they saying that climate change is the reason for humans' demise in the near future? I mean, I think Greta Thunberg said that it was going to happen like a couple of years ago already. Like, she predicted that it was, you know, climate change is going to have humanity go extinct or whatever by the you know, the year of 2023. Obviously, that didn't happen. And now they're claiming that climate change is not only going to end humanity, but it's also the cause of cicadas coming from underground to above ground, and also a solar eclipse, which has nothing to do with the Earth's climate at all, you know, and then also earthquakes happening. All of those things, according to Sunny Hostin and The View, are related to climate change and are a direct result of climate change. Just absolutely nut jobs, man.
Going to be ancient times in the future, and my prediction, I'm an N of one, but my prediction is it will have to do with modern quasi-religious attitudes towards the global climate cult. More to say soon, but that was a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you guys shortly.
I think, yeah, I mean, it was definitely towards the climate cult, towards the woke cult for sure, but not just the climate stuff. There's going to be a ton of things that we get laughed at if we last that long as a humanity, as a species, if we don't kill each other. But there's going to be a ton of things that get laughed at in the future. That comes from the woke side of things, and maybe from our side of things too, you know, who knows. But we also have this clip here from Whoopi Goldberg. I'm telling you, man, this episode of The View was something else. Watch Whoopi Goldberg say today on The View that God supports abortion because it's not mentioned in the Big Ten, meaning abortion is not mentioned in the 10 Commandments. The View host also claims that the number of weeks when you have an abortion does not matter. Just take a listen for yourself, dude, about how just dumb The View, Whoopi Goldberg, and the rest of them are. It's just ridiculous, dude.
No one is obligated to have an abortion. So you never have to have one. And I hope no one ever has to have one. But if you find yourself in a position where you have to, I want to make sure, and I'm way past having kids. I want to make sure, yes, way past. I want to make sure that if you decide this is what you need to do.
If you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
I'm going to get behind you because I don't know your life. And if you say this is what you need, that's what I'm going to do. 50 weeks, 75,000 weeks, whatever, how many weeks, it's nobody's business. It's you, your doctor, and God. That's who you have to be conversational to. And it's not mentioned in the Big Ten. I'm just going to say.
No.
In the Big Ten, it is not mentioned.
The commandments?
Yeah. You know, because I figured God was pretty clear. Here's the stuff that'll make your life better on earth. Here's the thing. Don't lie, because you don't want people lying to you. Don't mess with somebody's...
By the way, it really, really rubs me the wrong way, and let me know if you agree. The fact that they're trying to go down this, like, guilt trip, this, like, stand on the moral high ground of them being better Christians than everybody else who watches them. They've been doing that a lot recently with Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg. They've been talking about this kind of stuff a lot. like always using, like trying to use the Bible and twist the Bible's words and try to use, you know, Jesus's words and twist them into fitting their narratives. And it's just not working. I'm going to tell you why right after Whoopi Goldberg is finished, how all of this is just completely idiotic. I'm sure some of you already connected the dots, but it's so obvious how wrong she is, and she has no idea how embarrassing she is making herself look right now.
Wife, because you're going to be mad if they're messing with you. Just, you know, common sense stuff.
Say, "Thou shalt not kill."
They believe that. Yes. Well, here's the thing. I think "thou shalt not kill" cannot be used as the block, because we allow wars all the time.
Yes, we do.
The Crusades
we allow the death
were about all these things.
We allow guns.
Yes.
What? So basically, what Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin is saying right here is, if some people sin and go against one of the commandments, the first one, you know, thou shalt not kill, if one person or a bunch of people go against it and they sin, that means it's okay for everyone to do it? What is that what they're trying to say? Like, I don't understand, dude. They're brain dead.
So there is some conversation to be had here. So you can either thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Yes.
And everything.
Or we have to talk about all the things that you and I need to do. And I have to, I need to give you time.
I don't know what she's talking about. Like, is Whoopi Goldberg stating that all Christians are in favor of war? Because I'm not. I don't think there should be war. I think 99% of the time it's politicians that are beefing over money or land, which in turn is money or ego or whatever the case is. And then the citizens, the people who have nothing to do with anything, get caught in the middle, and they're the ones whose blood are being shed most of the time. I don't think war should ever happen, because I don't think it's ever for righteous reasons, you know? So I don't know what Whoopi Goldberg is talking about. I don't know. Like, I just, somebody please tell me in the comments. I just know that it rubs me the complete wrong way that they are trying to stand on a moral high ground and put down Christians by using the Bible and Christianity and Jesus's words and stuff like that, when they have not. I mean, let's be real. They're not actual Christians. You know, they're literally selling their soul for a paycheck. They're selling out America for a paycheck, and it's very, very obvious. You know, there's no way that Sunny Hostin and, you know, Sunny Hostin is probably the smartest one there. But Whoopi Goldberg isn't a complete idiot. Like, IQ wise, you know, reading comprehension wise, she's not this dumb to where she can believe all of the dumbass things that she says. There's no way. In my opinion, they're selling their souls for a paycheck. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole video. What do you think about Vivek Ramaswamy's response to the View's idiotic statement that the solar eclipse and cicadas coming out of the ground are all due to climate change? Let me know what you're thinking about the entire video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hope to see you guys on the next one.